All right, everyone. Again, this is Natha Dempsey from the Foodservice Packaging Institute. We're going to go ahead and get started on our affiliate member webinar. The impetus for this was we did a member webinar for our converter and supplier members and realized that we wanted to hold a webinar especially for all of our affiliates. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Just an introduction for you with some logistics and housekeeping items. You can hear us. We can't hear you. That's okay. Like most webinars, the line is muted for all of the participants. There is a chat box available for questions, and we will have time at the end to answer any of those. We'll try to flag anything that might come up during the webinar that we can then share with all of you. But for the time being, we'll work it that way. What's going on? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, as is common. If you missed this webinar, I know we are recording it. We will post it on our website, and you can share with colleagues that might have missed the event. Sorry about that. Our agenda, what and who is FPI? We will talk about that. We will talk about what are the benefits of being an affiliate member and where are the opportunities for you to engage with us. Then we'll answer all those questions we just talked about. Hopefully we'll have them. Okay, so about FPI. I'm going to have Lynn Dyer jump in here.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lynn Dyer. I'm with the Foodservice Packaging Institute. We have a ghost who's operating the slide deck right now, so it's kind of exciting because it seems that our staff has grown. So if we go back to take a look at the slide specifically on about FPI, just to give you a brief background for you. So FPI was actually established back in 1933. So yeah, we're pushing almost 90 years, or we'll get up there pretty soon. So, and what separates us from a lot of the other industry associations that are out there is we're the only industry trade association specifically in North America focused only on single-use food service packaging products. So for you distributors and operators out there, we're only talking about those front-of-house cups, takeout containers, carry-out bags, napkins, lids, straw, cutlery, those types of items. And then from an association standpoint, our membership actually includes the entire supply chain. So we have the converters as well as their raw material suppliers and machinery folks. And just as an FYI, combined, those folks account for about 90% of the entire industry. But then, oh gosh, maybe 15 years ago, we decided we wanted to open a free membership specifically for food service distributors, group purchasing organizations, and operators, i.e. the folks that are on the phone right now. So with that, I did want to introduce you to some of the staff members for FPI. So like I said, I'm Lynn Dyer, I'm the president. We do have the information, we'll be sharing this information with you in terms of our contact information. But what you'll find is that I kind of deal with a lot of different things. So I handle a lot of the membership questions and gaining new members, outreach to our industry organizations, work a bit on communications, our statistics program. We have a couple of divisions within FPI that are specifically geared towards the products that were a carryover from previous years. And I think somebody just put, I do a little bit of everything. So I think that's pretty fair. So Natha, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Again, I'm Natha Dempsey. I'm the vice president here at the Foodservice Packaging Institute. Many of you see a lot of emails from me because our newsletters come from my desk a lot of the time. So I tend to do all of those. I also do all our reports and surveys and run our special interest groups here, as well as our supplier division, and cover our technical work. And it says rigidity tester sales on there. That's something that's primarily for converter members. If you ever want to know about testing the rigidity of tape or cups, you can give me a call. I'm going to flip this over to Jennifer.
It's me next.
Yeah.
My face will come up here any second now. Bear with us.
There we go.
Okay, there I am. Jennifer Goldman. What I mostly work on here at FPI is conferences. I do accounting, receivable and payable, website, and social media. And I'll talk about some of that later. Brian?
Thanks, Jennifer. Hi, I'm Brian Cernolka. I'm Director of Government Relations for FPI. I joined back in October of last year, and I handle everything government relations related, including sending out the Legislative and Regulatory Report newsletter and hosting our Government Relations Committee for our members. I'll toss it back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our affiliate membership benefits and resources.
Okay, this is Lynn again, just to give you a few highlights. So yeah, so the affiliate membership is open to all food service operators, distributors, and group purchasing organizations like we talked about earlier. So the company is the member, not the individual. So, you know, if you're a distributor, as many of your employees can participate in FPI as possible. So I encourage you to invite your colleagues to participate and get more information specifically on FPI. So I think one of the things that's super exciting for you all is that there is zero cost to join FPI for you. So the converters and suppliers do pay to be part of the association, but you as affiliate members do not actually have to pay. And the reason we do that is because we feel like we're the leading authority on food service packaging. And when you have questions about food service packaging, we want you to come to us with those questions. And so we want to give you every opportunity to share the information that we have and open that dialogue. One thing just to note though, however, is that because you don't actually pay FPI and you're not a converter and supplier member, you don't actually get to vote on any kind of association business. And then you're also not eligible to join the board of directors or the committees or divisions. But there are opportunities to invite you to engage in certain opportunities, but just so you know kind of the guidelines.
Okay, so one of the things we wanted to talk to you about is what does FPI offer? We have a number of newsletters that come out, and actually while Brian and I write them behind the scenes, they typically come from our fpi@fpi.org email. So if you've signed up to receive those emails or you would like to sign up to receive those emails, make sure that fpi@fpi.org is cleared by your IT folks, because our newsletters sometimes get caught in spam filters. So to talk about those three newsletters, Executive Briefs is our weekly newsletter, and that goes out. It's just a roundup of all the things that we can find related to the food service value chain. Comes from a number of sources. Those all link back to those sources. It's just a great way for you to catch a snapshot of what's going on without having to cull out everything yourself. Our legislative and regulatory report, Brian sends that out once a month with an update on everything going on the legislative and regulatory front. So federal, state, local, for folks up in Canada, we do include as much information as we can get on those activities up in the provinces. And we also do have a spreadsheet on enacted legislation. So in addition to stuff that might be coming, it's also the stuff that's already in law. FPI Unpacked, that's our semi-annual newsletter. It's a quick update on everything FPI has done in that 6-month period. And that, as I said, comes out twice a year. So what resources does FPI offer to communicate the value and benefits of food service packaging? Because of course we want to be the authority on food service packaging. I'm actually going to turn this over to Jennifer.
Okay, it's very important that we find a way to communicate all that we do, what is good about food service packaging, what do we offer in relation to that. So our main ways to communicate is via our website and social media. So let's talk about those just a little bit. So for operators, what is on the website for you? And distributors, well, we actually just redid our website last fall, and we really took into account many things that we get contacted by a lot of operators, a lot of questions. So we tried to make this user-friendly, try to make it a place where you can easily go, and if you can't get a hold of one of us, you can find what you need. A couple of really big items that we have done for you is strategic sourcing guide. And a packaging request form is probably one of the #1 inquiries we get from operators. People need packaging. They don't know how to get it, where to get it. So we offer these 2 resources to help you do that. So I really recommend you go in and take a look at those. They're very thorough. The resources section, we do have some resources for food service operators. We have a little bit of an overview of what we offer for you. And we have a document with single-use versus reusable. We know that comes up a lot in your businesses, and we want to give you some talking points, some things to consider with that. And a compliance manual related to food service packaging. These are huge issues right now. So we're constantly thinking of things that we can add for you that provide value in our association. A big question here, why can't I see members-only documents? This kind of goes back to what Lynn said earlier. It's not a paid membership, so we do have certain things that are just for our converter supplier members. We do reserve some of those things for them, so that's why. So we'll move on to the next part, which is our social media. We are very active in social media. We post all over the place every day. We would really love for you to follow us and like us everywhere you can if you're not already. The links are all here in this document. You should be able to click on those and go to those things. We would love to have you read all of those and go to our blog, read that. Please sign up so you can get a notification every time we have a new blog post. We do those about twice a month. One of the things that we are most proud of with our social media is a recent edition of Freddie and Teddy. I'm not going to go into them too much because you just kind of have to see it to believe it. It's basically fake Freddie and truthful Teddy. Fake Freddie's out there just saying all kinds of crazy stuff, and truthful Teddy sets them right. So we do this on Instagram, and it also shares on Facebook. So if you want to go in and put that hashtag on there, you can kind of catch up and see what we've been posting about them. I would highly recommend doing so. It's a very entertaining way to get these facts across.
This is Lynn. I'm just going to chime in real quick. And the impetus really was, we have been seeing a lot of bad information and ill-informed sources of information, specifically about food service packaging. And so last year we actually developed a brand new myths and facts document, which you can actually find in the resources section on our website. And I want to say that's maybe 3 pages. So it was pretty lengthy. So what we decided to do was really break it up and to put it into usable chunks through social media every Wednesday. And we really do hope that you're able to make sure you like and follow us, because we want Fake Freddie and Truthful Teddy to go viral. We need to get the right messaging out there about food service packaging and a lot of the related issues. So we really hope you'll help us with that.
So opportunities to engage. How can you get involved with FPI? Well, as I mentioned earlier, this is Natha. I conduct our surveys and reports here at FPI, and there are 2 big surveys and thus reports that we conduct a year. The first of which is our annual State of the Industry survey, which is open to all of you as our affiliate members. We survey the converters, the suppliers, and all of you to find out what's going on in the industry every year. We just conducted our 20th year of surveys and thus the following report. Survey usually goes out in January, and then the results are reported out in the spring. If you'd like a copy of it and you didn't see it this year, you can send me an email, and I will make sure you get a hold of that. The other survey and report that we conduct is the annual trend survey. The State of the Industry survey is a little bit longer. The trend survey is approximately 6 questions. They're all opinion-based. We want you, your colleagues, and other operators and distributors and group purchasing organizations that you know to participate. It is sheerly an opinion-based survey, and it just kind of aggregates and shows what the thinking is out there in terms of trends within the food service packaging industry. And those results are actually not sent in the spring, they're sent in the fall. So it's conducted right after Labor Day, and it goes out in the fall. So around October, November, right before FPI's fall conference, typically.
So one thing just to add to that one, just so you know, it's helpful because we actually divide that by portion of the supply chain. So you can go in there and see exactly what your other, your competition is thinking, as well as what the entire supply chain is thinking. So it's kind of helpful for you to kind of base yourself compared to the rest of the folks in the industry for your specific link in the chain.
Yep, and that's true of the trend survey and the state of the industry survey. We do break those down by their categorical as well. The last of which is you can submit entries to the Packaging Innovations and Insights newsletter. We didn't talk about this one earlier because I wanted to put it here so we could talk about ways that you can engage. This is open to FPI members only, and you have the right to submit packaging products that you see or you're using in your supply chain. This is a monthly newsletter. It's very popular. This is a newsletter that goes out to now over 1,000 people. We also send it out to media and publications as well, so that they can see the new and interesting packaging that's out there. And while I'm at it, we also do an awards program every other year with QSR Magazine. And you all are open to submit applications to submit products for that particular award. It is open right now because this year happens to be an awards year, and we are currently taking submissions for that awards competition. There are 5 categories that we offer awards in, and also from those 5 categories, the winners of each of those categories are eligible for Food Service Package of the Year. I can tell you 2017, it was a big deal. In addition to getting an award, QSR Magazine also does a spread in their November issue on the awards, and it's also very popular. So if you get the opportunity, if this is something that interests you, we have put the link there so that you can check out packaging awards. You can also reach out to me directly on that. I'm happy to answer any questions. Special interest groups. So we've talked about FPI as an association, but under the association, we do have special interest groups, and affiliate members are eligible to participate in those. We have 4 special interest groups, and these were developed based on a specific purpose or need. In this case, those are based around recovery. So we have the Paper Recovery Alliance and Plastics Recovery Group. We have the Foam Recycling Coalition and the Paper Cup Alliance. So these are all groups that are working on the recovery of food service packaging, obviously paper-based, plastics-based, foam-based, and then specifically on paper cups. These are self-funded and managed. While the association manages them, they are separate from the association. They're sort of like their own little bubbles. And as I said prior, you are eligible for membership. Affiliate members who join those special interest groups do pay the fees that are associated with those special interest groups. I would recommend, obviously this is free, go check out the website, recyclefsp.org and recyclefoam.org. Those are there and available. We have many, many resources on talking about recycling and composting of food service packaging products. And again, an email to me works on those too. Oh, okay. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're having, again, our slide deck is having some technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. Brian's going to talk about
great. Great. Thanks, Natha. Hi, this is Brian again. As Natha mentioned earlier, I am responsible for submitting and sending out the legislative and regulatory report each month. I hope that you all are receiving that document as an affiliate member. If you are not, definitely reach out to me, or if you want to add additional colleagues or anything like that, please reach out to me so we can update our internal system and get the emails distributed to you. As you mentioned, those documents track everything happening at the federal, state, and provincial government level. And then we typically lay out any ordinances that we've seen at the local government level. And then at the bottom of the document is a link to all of the passed and enacted ordinances at the local or state level that we've seen across the country or in Canada. So it's a really good resource. It's a living document, so it's being constantly updated. But it's a really good resource, and I encourage you to take a look at it. Additionally, I'm responsible for hosting the Government Relations Committee meetings. We typically meet once a month. This is only available to our members, but this year we decided with all the activity that's going on at state and local governments, we're going to host a joint webinar July 24th that will include affiliates and our Government Relations Committee, where we will go through a rundown of all of the passed and enacted legislation, and then certainly we'll touch on a few of the larger cities' ordinances that have passed. So this will be a good opportunity to look at what's happened for the first part of the year and get a rundown on activities that may be impacting your business operations. And before I toss it back, I do want to highlight the ongoing activities in California. If your company is not familiar with what's happening out there, I do encourage you to reach out to me. There are two different pieces of policy that are in play right now. Currently, Senate Bill 1335, which passed last year. Cal Recycle is going through a regulatory process where they are looking at state purchasing requirements, and this will impact all single-use products that are purchased at state-owned facilities. They are also interested in products that are potentially marketed or prepared off-site. So if you have a centralized location that may be preparing food and then distributing it into a college campus or a sports stadium or something like that, this regulation will potentially impact you and the products that you can use. This regulatory process is right now ongoing, and FPI is actively working on it. So I encourage you to reach out to me with any questions or concerns you may have. We can run through it. I also do want to highlight a current piece of policy that is in the California legislature. It is Senate Bill 54. It has a companion bill in the Assembly called Assembly Bill 1080. This legislation will potentially impact all single-use products in the state of California. So this would take the state purchasing requirements and potentially expand it to everything and everyone in the state regarding single-use products. It is easily the biggest threat to the industry right now in the country, and FPI is working through a large coalition right now to engage around this issue, but unfortunately the legislation does have a lot of momentum. So we need you to understand the legislation, and we really need you to engage with our local restaurant organizations to speak out against this, because this piece of policy will impact all of your products that you potentially use in your operations. FPI, like I said, is really active around this. We will discuss it in a little bit more detail on the July 24th webinar, but I encourage you to reach out directly to me, and we'll figure out a way to get you greater engaged in California and connected up on this issue, because we need everyone at the table, all hands on deck. This is a big piece of policy. And I think that is all I have right now, so I'll toss it back to you guys in the office.
Okay, let's talk about something that's really fun that we do here. Well, everything is, but I guess according to me, this is one of the most fun. This is FPI conferences. I'm sure many of you on the call may have not attended one, and we hope that we will be able to change that. This is really heralded as one of the #1 benefits that our converter suppliers mention every time we do a member survey. We do 2 a year, and we do one in the spring, one in the fall. You'll see on the screen there the dates for 2019 and for 2020. This is also kept on the website on the conferences page. We know there's a lot going on around this industry, so just to kind of let you know that last bullet point there, that we really do try hard to plan our conferences with a very long lead time around other industry events. We keep a calendar of those industry events so we can try to track those and not overlap. So feel free to take a look at that. If there's something that you think should be added to that, please let us know. We are more than happy to do so. So why should you attend? Well, this is the only event in North America that is solely focused on food service packaging. It includes the entire supply chain, so we need you there. So what's the format and content of this? This is educational general sessions, speakers from outside FPI. We do not do a trade show. So like keynote speakers, we really try to keep this heavy industry information for you to be the most benefit. Something great as people that are affiliate members, you get 50% off your registration. So if that's not an incentive to attend, I'm not sure what is. So as far as what the registration fees are, that can vary from conference to conference. The fall conference is slightly shorter. That one is basically the main part of the conference starts with a lunch on Thursday and Friday at noon, and the spring one is an extra day longer. It starts with the reception on Wednesday and ends at noon on Friday. So with that said, we do try to announce the fees probably about 4 to 5 months out. We do have one coming up very soon, the end of October, that is in Louisville, and sometime in July we'll be sending the invitation out. So please keep an eye out for that, and we'd love to see you there. And with that, I believe we have concluded most things. I'll turn that back over to Martha.
All right, we're going to just take a look and see. I don't think we have any questions that have come through the chat feature. If anyone has anything, I mean, obviously, we're happy to take any questions that anyone might have in that chat feature down on the bottom of your the meeting bar. Otherwise, I'll just assume we've done such a good job in our half hour here that we don't have any questions. Yes, we will. We just got a question in about will we be sharing the deck once the webinar is over? Yes, we can do that. What we will do is we will publish it on our website. So it will be, the deck will also come with the recording. So you'll have access to both pieces of that.
We will also put this up on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Shameless plug from Jennifer, thank you. Yep. Another question has come in. How far out do we allow registrations for the conferences? How far out do you do registrations?
That's just as soon as we open it. We try to open that up about 4 to 5 months out, and as soon as it's open on the website, there will be a link. As soon as that link is live, you can register. So for the for the October one, it should be sometime early, kind of early mid-July. So keep a lookout for that.
Okay, we have another question. Brian, this one's for you. Is the tracking document for legislation sent via Excel or some other format?
Yeah, so we actually, we'll send it out in an email, and the email will contain explanations of the ordinances that are passing, but at the top, there will be a link to all the state level legislation that's available, that's currently moving right now. And then at the bottom of the document, there's another link that it links you into the enacted legislation. So the state level documents and the enacted legislation are both in Excel. Once you click the link, it will download to your desktop.
Yeah, so it's all web-based, correct?
That's right.
Yes. Okay, Brian, we've got another question for you. Can people contact you to understand what alternatives the cities require for packaging bans, like the one in Monterey?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I am here to help answer these questions and facilitate any types of communications we need with the cities to get better clarifications. So yes, please reach out to me directly. I should also mention that I will send out a meeting invite for the joint affiliate and government relations committee meeting that will happen on July 24th. I will send it out next week. So please look in your inboxes for a meeting invite for that webinar.
All right, any others? Okay. As we said earlier, I know Brian and I both mentioned it, and I think Jennifer did as well. You are welcome to contact any of us. The information that's on our website, we do have our email addresses and our phone numbers are there. I believe those are direct dials for all of us, and we do answer our phones. I'm probably the worst about it, I'll be very honest. I travel a lot, but we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you all very much for participating with us today, and thank you all for your patience with our technical difficulties. We really appreciate you and appreciate your membership, and feel free to reach out anytime. So thank you all. Bye now.